Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another strategy game news video with the Terminator. The topic of a World War I Total War has been hotly debated within the community for as long as I can remember. The technological innovations, the dynamic balancing act of resource management and production, the espionage mechanics, and the different types of naval, land, and even aerial battles would all make a Great War Total War something very special in the series. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's a new game in development that is set to essentially be the World War I Total War we've always dreamed of. With huge research trees, war weariness mechanics like national morale, and proper Total War-like grand-scale battles, the Great War: The Western Front is a game set to release next year that I think everyone will agree looks like the perfect blend of a Paradox and Total War game set in World War I. In today's video, I'll be going through everything we know about this highly anticipated title, including a close look at the latest gameplay reveal released a couple of weeks ago, and give you my thoughts on whether this is truly the World War I Total War we've been waiting for. So let's get started. Created by former devs of the Command & Conquer series, Great War: The Western Front is a game set to launch next year that looks to combine grand strategy on a campaign map with large-scale tactical battles which look very much like a Total War game. You'll get to play as either the Allies or the Axis. You'll control a large number of infantry divisions, armor columns, and even aerial units across a wide border that will shift back and forth depending on the outcome of these massive battles. From the gameplay trailer released a couple of weeks ago, there are more than a few details that are reminiscent of a Total War game. It looks like the campaign gameplay will be turn-based, with each turn representing a month in the year. The battles will have an auto-resolve feature with varying degrees of victory or defeat. Each region you control can be specialized with unique buildings for resource management, unit production, or other mechanics, perhaps just like in Total War's province management. And there's also a mission system that rewards you for researching certain techs, taking certain regions, etc. All very much like a Total War game. And there's more. The campaign is a pretty in-depth research tree encompassing 6 key areas, including infantry, intelligence, logistics, engineering, trench, and flight, with each of these areas having at least 20 individual technologies themselves. This is a solid indication of the potential depth of the game, with upgradable trenches of different kinds, unlocking different types of vehicles and planes, different gear or weapons for infantry, and especially looking at intelligence here, there might even be a level of espionage to manage as well, which would be a brilliant feature to play around with. Another feature we're talking about here is the nation's morale system. So much like the war weariness mechanic you get in some Total War games, here in the Great War you get a national morale mechanic that will go up and down depending on the outcome of your battles, the researching of specific technologies, and the choices you make when faced with certain dilemmas, which is a very nice touch. Wars, as they say, are also fought in the hearts and minds of the people, so if you can keep a high morale and destroy the morale of your enemy, you will ensure a quicker victory, which I really like. This is a feature CA rarely, if ever, gets right in their games. Finally, there are a few other little details I've noticed from the trailer. Weather plays a role in some way, as you can see here, which will likely have an impact on your battles especially. We can also see artillery fire on certain regions, which suggests you can take actions on the campaign from one region to another, perhaps scouting defensive positions with reconnaissance planes, shelling a region with artillery, or even deploying poison gas. And there's also a supply resource mechanic, which will likely tie in with the logistics arm of the technology tree, giving each battle a requirement for supplies to build things like defenses that will ultimately affect its outcome. So all in all, the campaign so far is all about the player prioritizing certain technologies to specialize their playstyle, get an edge over the enemy through espionage, infrastructure, and national morale, play the balancing act of maintaining a strong border and pushing that border back either to Paris if you're the Axis or Kreuznach as the Allies. What we don't know so far is whether there will be a diplomacy mechanic, which as far as I can see doesn't look like it, how in-depth the unit production and specialization features are, or what this intelligence aspect of the game looks like. But nevertheless, the campaign still looks very promising. Now, most exciting of all, Great War: The Western Front will feature tactical battles that can, as I said, be auto-resolved on the campaign or played manually, which is arguably where the crux of the comparisons come when it comes to Total War. On defensive battles where a region is under attack, the player will be able to place assets like barbed wire, MG positions, trench networks, artillery guns, infantry, and tanks to defend the border and ultimately defend what is probably the region HQ down here. While on the attack, the player will be able to direct troops and vehicles just as in Total War with specific tactics, formations, and hopefully abilities as well to have a fully engaging battle to overcome the enemy defenses. From the little we get in the trailer about the battles, there's a few things to talk about here as well. First of all, it looks like you'll have access to units from different nations. So as the Allies, for example, here you can see you get access to the British, Australian, Belgian, French, American, and even Newfoundland, which is pretty awesome. Each of these nations will provide potentially specialized troops, tanks and planes, technologies, or even abilities to give even more depth to campaign and battle gameplay. And there may also be different types of battle modes, but we know one for certain, the one we see here, will have capture points, with each point a strategically important part of the map, a hill or a bunker perhaps. So again, meshing a little bit of Company of Heroes style battle gameplay here to the mix, which I really like the look of. Planes overhead may drop bombs and come in for strafing runs, tanks may be able to use smoke shells to cover infantry advances, dynamic weather may change the battlefield landscape from dry to rainy to snowy, and a combination of all of these things and more will create what will hopefully be some of the most dynamic battles we've ever played in a World War I strategy game. I'm especially looking forward to the defensive placement system in the battles. If they are as customizable as they seem, that's going to be a whole lot of fun to get into, and I can't wait to find out more about whether there's going to be multiplayer or modding capabilities in the game. Altogether, I think you'll agree there's a lot in this trailer that points towards a very interesting Total War style World War I strategy campaign coupled with tactical battles. The variety of research trees, the potential for espionage mechanics, national morale, logistics, all of this makes the campaign look more and more grand strategy-like, and the details shown here in the battles make them look even more immersive and engaging. I don't mean to overhype anything, of course, but I can honestly say I think this is a safe bet to be one of the most highly anticipated games of 2023. And that's it for today, guys. The Great War: The Western Front is set to release sometime in 2023, and in this video, hopefully you've seen a bit more about what the game might be like and how it could be the World War I Total War we've all been waiting for. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, do give it a like and let me know your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel to hear more news about the game's development and to watch more analysis videos like this. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.